Imagine Portugal in a world where Germany had won the Second World War. At first, Portugal under Salazar would have seemed like the perfect quiet ally, small, obedient, and useful. But very quickly, Berlin would see Portugal as something else, the ultimate vacation colony for the Reich. The sunny beaches of the Algarve would be turned into official holiday resorts for German officers. Imagine endless rows of identical gray hotels with mandatory flags flying on every balcony. Instead of colorful umbrellas, every beach chair would look the same, regulation issued, numbered, and inspected daily. The famous Portuguese pastry, the pastel de nata, would survive, but not without changes. In this alternate world, it would be renamed the Reichstürchen and baked in a strict square shape because circles were considered inefficient. Tourists would eat them with sauerkraut on the side, a combination so strange it would horrify the locals, but be praised as the perfect fusion cuisine. Fado, the soulful Portuguese music of longing, would also be reshaped. Instead of sad laments about lost love and the sea, singers would be required to perform cheerful, state-approved versions, accompanied by Bavarian accordions. Imagine a smoky Lisbon tavern where a woman in a black dress sings about her broken heart, but the chorus ends with a jaunty polka beat and everyone claps along nervously. Football, of course, would be completely different. Clubs like Benfica and Porto would still exist, but every stadium would be renamed something like Germania Arena. Matches would begin not with an anthem, but with a 10-minute marching parade around the pitch. Eusebio, the greatest Portuguese legend, might still play, but only if he saluted Berlin after every goal. Even worse, ties would not be allowed because uncertain results were considered weak. Everyday life would have its own absurd twists. Coffee, which is sacred in Portugal, would be rationed and replaced with German beer as the national drink. People would still gather at cafes, but instead of sipping an espresso, they would be forced to order a half-liter of lager at 8 in the morning. Imagine businessmen in Lisbon trying to discuss work while barely able to stand after their third stein. Even the fashion of the country would change. Flip-flops and swimsuits would be banned as too chaotic. Instead, the official beach uniform would be socks with sandals, brown shorts, and a sun hat issued by the state. Anyone seen without the proper attire on the beach would be fined by beach patrols. Over time, what we today call German tourist fashion would actually become the official Portuguese style. Looking at Portugal today in this alternate reality, the nation's warm and colorful culture would be smothered under layers of regulation and absurd propaganda. A place where pastries are square, fado comes with an accordion, and beer replaces coffee. Portugal would still have its sun, its sea, and its food, but twisted into a bizarre parody of itself, remembered less as a proud Atlantic nation and more as the Reich's strangest holiday park.